Hello there. So, if you're managing high creatinine, you know just how much every single meal matters. Today, we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions out there. Which grains are actually good for your kidneys, and which ones should you be careful with?
It's a real worry, isn't it? Grains are in everything, but the advice you hear can be so confusing. Are they helping? Are they hurting? You just want clear answers to protect your health, and that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
And trust me, you are definitely not alone in feeling this way. Making smart choices about food is one of the most powerful things you can do for your kidneys. So in this explainer, we're going to give you some really clear, practical advice so you can walk down that grocery aisle feeling confident. All right, let's jump in.
First things first, let's get on the same page. We hear the term whole grain thrown around all the time, but what does it really mean? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a grain that still has all three of its original parts. You've got the bran, which is that fiber-rich outer layer, the germ, which is the nutrient-packed core, and the endosperm, that starchy part in the middle. Keeping all three parts is what makes them so nutritious.
But here's the catch, and this is so important. Not all whole grains are the same, especially when we're talking about kidney health. So what exactly makes a grain a smart choice for you? It really boils down to three main things. First, you want plenty of fiber because that helps your body get rid of waste. And second and third, and these are the big ones, you need moderate, not high, levels of potassium and phosphorus. Too much of those minerals can really put a strain on your kidneys. So think of this as your three-point checklist every time you choose a grain.
All right, let's talk specifics. Our first top pick is bulgur. If you need something that's super fast to cook, easy on your stomach, and just plain gentle on your system, bulgur is a fantastic place to start. So let's just look at the numbers for a half-cup cooked portion. You're getting a great 4 grams of fiber. But here's the real magic. Only 62 milligrams of potassium and just 36 of phosphorus. Those are exactly the kind of low, kidney-friendly numbers we want to see. So what does all that data actually mean for your body? Well, it means you're getting that high fiber to help with waste removal, you're getting super low mineral levels so your kidneys don't have to work overtime, and you get a nice, manageable amount of plant protein. It really does tick all the boxes. And maybe the best part? It's ridiculously easy to make. Seriously, you just boil water, add the bulgur, and simmer it for about 10 minutes. That's it. It's so simple to work into your meals. Okay, next up is another fantastic option, barley. A lot of people really love this one for its hearty, chewy texture and, of course, its awesome fiber content.
And if we look at the numbers for pearl barley, it tells a very similar happy story. You get a good hit of fiber, low protein, and once again, those potassium and phosphorus levels are very reasonable. This is well within the safety zone for a kidney-conscious diet.
You know, there's another reason barley is such a winner. It has what's called a low glycemic response. In simple terms, it doesn't cause a big spike in your blood sugar, and that's a huge plus because keeping blood sugar stable is absolutely crucial for protecting your kidneys long term. Okay, let's move on to 2 grains that I bet are sitting in your kitchen right now, rice and oats. For these common staples, it's all about the kind you choose and how you eat them. That makes all the difference. So let's talk rice. The difference between whole grain rice, like brown rice, and white rice is just wow. By keeping the outer layers, whole grain rice gives you 6 times more fiber. That is not a small change. That extra fiber is so important for your body. It's a really simple swap that has a massive impact. Now let's talk about oats. Oats have this great reputation for being healthy, right? But for kidney health, they come with a big but. It's not just about eating them, it's about being really mindful of how much you eat and how you cook them. And this is exactly what I mean by a balancing act. The fiber in oats is amazing, no doubt about it. But the potassium and phosphorus are way higher than in bulgur or barley. So what's the solution? Enjoy them in moderation. Cook them with water, not milk, and maybe don't make them your go-to breakfast 7 days a week. Okay, so we've got our grains sorted. But what about the rest of the plate? Let's do a quick bonus round and look at 3 amazing foods you can add to your meals for tons of flavor and nutrition without adding any stress to your kidneys. Just take a look at the potassium levels in these guys. They are so incredibly low. You got cabbage at just 60 milligrams per half cup, and a whole clove of garlic has a tiny 12 milligrams. I mean, come on. These are about to become your new best friends for adding flavor. Cabbage is a total powerhouse, seriously. It's packed with these things called phytochemicals that help protect your cells from damage. Plus, it's affordable, you can use it in a million ways, and it's super low in all the minerals we need to watch. It is the unsung hero of a kidney-friendly kitchen.
Get this, 1 milligram. That's the amount of sodium in an entire clove of garlic. When you're trying to cut back on salt, garlic is your secret weapon. It gives you a huge burst of flavor with practically zero sodium.
And of course, onions. They are the flavor foundation for, well, almost everything delicious. They're full of an antioxidant called quercetin that helps fight inflammation, which is a really big deal for kidney health. They're a safe, flavorful base you can build almost any meal on.
So we've laid a great foundation with kidney-friendly grains, and then we added in some amazing flavorful foods to round out our meals. Let's pull this all together into a simple plan. Because remember, every single smart choice you make, it really does add up.
I really want to leave you with this idea. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about banning foods you enjoy. It's about understanding. When you know what's in your food and why it matters, you're taking back control. You're empowering yourself to make choices that truly support your body. So my question for you is simple. What is one smart swap you can make this week? Maybe it's trying bulgur instead of white rice for one meal. Or maybe it's using fresh garlic instead of garlic salt. Think about it, because that one small step, that's how this whole journey begins. Thanks so much for joining me.